All right, guys, let's move on to our second email of the day. And our second email of the day also comes from the Nerd Zone. And Nerd Zone says Black Panther 2 news. Ironheart will make her debut in Black Panther 2, confirmed by Kevin Feige. And yeah, that is true. We know that Black Panther 2 has been filming. There's huge controversy as to like whether they're going to recast or not recast T'Challa, and that's a whole other kettle of fish. But one of the big pieces of news to come out of the filming of Black Panther Wakanda Forever is that Riri Williams, who is a student at MIT and just a certifiable genius within the Marvel comics, has essentially figured out the technology to recreate Iron Man's armor. And, you know, it kind of makes... It's something that you wouldn't necessarily put two and two together, but when they connect the dots for you, it kind of makes sense. Here's Riri Williams, a student so brilliant. She is able to figure this stuff out. She goes to MIT. She recreates Iron Man's armor. With that sense of technology forward thinking, and compared with the forward thinking technologically, I guess, of Wakanda, of the country of Wakanda, it kind of makes sense that those two things go together or fit together. And so, yeah, I mean, there have been, there's at least one set photo out, not necessarily of Riri Williams herself, not of Ironheart herself, or Dominique Thorne, rather, the woman who is portraying Ironheart. There's no set photos emerging yet, but we do have kind of a tweet from Telegram.com with this particular photo of, okay, here's some vehicles. They're in Worcester, right outside of Boston, doing some filming. Please forgive me if Worcester is not outside of Boston, because my understanding is that it is, but I may be incorrect in that. So if that is the case, somebody please correct me. Let me know. But yeah, they're doing some filming in Worcester, and here you can clearly see there's a police vehicle that says Cambridge, which is where MIT is, which in the Marvel Comics is where Riri Williams goes to school. So, and she's also 15 years old. So Dominique Thorne is a little older than 15, so I don't know if they're going to age her up or if they're going to try and age her down a little bit. I could see her playing maybe like a 19-year-old. We'll see. We'll just kind of have to wait for the movie to come out. But this gets me ridiculously excited, Moses. I'm really excited. I'm really interested to see how they're going to move forward with this. And to finally see Ironheart on the big screen. I mean, yes, she's getting her own Disney Plus series. But to see her make her big debut in a big MCU film, there's going to be big CG around this, because you're not going to introduce this character. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they're just going to lay the groundwork. Maybe they're just going to introduce the character, and then we'll find out how she becomes Ironheart in the TV show. Maybe. But I would actually love to see like a big movie budget behind the special effects, behind the costume, to see how this has all come together. First of all, are you familiar with the character of Ironheart? I assume you are. Yeah. But also, how do you think she's going to fit into the story of Black Panther, and what do you think this means for the story of Black Panther?
There's so much yes going on here that let me count the ways. First off, I could see that it being a tie-in to the very end of Black Panther, where it started, where we might see a little bit of her origin, where it's like she, in this universe, they'll tie it in the fact that the center that T'Challa builds at the end of Black Panther is like the spark that got her into technology and all that. And the mentoring there, she kind of like was like, that was kind of the very nice the very nice incubated parallel that Tony Stark was in the cave in Iron Man 1 type of thing. So I'm conjecturing here.
Sure,
This
yeah.
is just how I see it working in. So like the way Tony Stark was in the cave and just used his genius and ingenuity and like creating the Iron Man suit, the center that was built at the end of Black Panther could be the nice incubator for Riri Williams. That was the spark that led her to be all into technology, super jumped her into like where the place where she was like, hey, I might want to go to MIT and all that and stuff. So it's just like just skyrocketing her interest in technology. Because mind you, the thing within the Marvel universe is that the Wakandan technology is miles ahead of what the regular technology is on for
True.
us mere mortals, if that's correct. So yeah, that makes sense on that instance. The simple prospect of possibly having Shuri and Riri together is just like, that's amazing. Just to see those two just be able to share screen time and like have what their interaction's going to be like. But also just from a marketing perspective and plot wise, as far as Marvel properties go, it makes sense in the fact that the Black Panther movie was a cultural milestone. Just being able to see representation all across the board for many different types of Black people in the diaspora. Now you're having the sequel to that, which is going to again be a cultural milestone. You're introducing a new character for where it's just like, and under Ryan Coogler's direction, that's going to be I'm pretty certain that it's going to be a fan favorite. So it's like, I want more of this character, and then Marvel's like, well, we have a whole series on her. Here's where you could see it, type of thing. It's just like, okay, I want to see that.
And I like what you say.
So,
I clicked on the wrong thing. I like what you say about under Ryan Coogler's direction, because Ryan Coogler, I mean, yes, Fruitville Station was a great movie, and then he really blew everyone away with Creed. Creed was the film series, or rather, because he only directed the first one, it really blew a lot of people away. And when he was hired to do Black Panther, everyone was like, okay, let's kind of see where this is going. And my goodness, Black Panther was one of it's the first and only MCU film to ever be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. So there you go. But his direction, his sense of his cultural sensibilities, the things that he chooses to highlight as opposed to the things that he chooses to like put into the background, it's genius. He's a truly brilliant filmmaker, and when you see the care that he takes when he crafts his characters, whether it's in the MCU, whether it's in the Rocky universe, whether it's with a film like Fruitville Station, he cares about his characters. And so, like, to your point, he's not going to put Riri Williams or Ironheart into this movie without caring about her and giving her purpose. And oh my goodness, that means so much.
he is my contemporary in the fact that he's made it and I haven't quite gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But he is a career that I aspire to, because he has not made a bad movie. Fruitvale Station, like I remember seeing it in the theaters, and being very blown away by it even then,
Yeah.
and just capturing the life of this gentleman who unfortunately has a tragic run-in with the cops. So it's like, it's one of those movies I feel like it's, especially in this current time, it's necessary watching. Yeah. But the fact that you were able to care about this man who very often could be a footnote in just a long litany of black men. It just reminds you. It just basically watch Fruitvale Station is what I'm saying. But like it doesn't matter if it's just the life of an ordinary black man, or like the son of Apollo Creed, or Wakandan denizens of varying degrees of strength. He has, like you said, a very certain sensibility that points out what their character is, while just getting you intrigued by it. And I really admire his style of direction. So Riri Williams is like, she's well taken. I have no doubt that she's going to be well taken care of.
I agree. But big question for you guys is, what do you think of this breaking news that Riri Williams Ironheart will be making her debut in the MCU in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever? How do you think she's going to be used? What do you think the story? How do you think she's going to fit into the story? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts and ideas, so jump on down to the comment section below. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles would want you to do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.